Hello, eighth grade. Mr. Koenig here, coming to talk to you about the lesson for 7.2.3. So you'll notice the setup of this assignment, there's a do now. The do now says open this link. It says the graph found here will be referenced in the focus lesson and guided instruction, which you're listening to right now. It may also help to check out this quick review of slope. So once you have clicked the link, you'll be taken to this. Okay, that's what it looks like when you click the link for the do now. You may also want to review the other link, that slope. When we calculate it, it's the change in y, or vertical change, over change in x, or the horizontal change. Remembering that that line between them actually means divide. That'll be important to us later on. Okay, and then there's just an example down here, and you can kind of play around with this if you would like. A resource that you can kind of look at to help you out with this lesson. Okay, so let's go to what we actually need to do. So at some point, you're going to watch the video I'm currently filming. So it says in the table below, we need to calculate the slope of the different growth triangles. Okay, so I'm about to show you how we would use the growth triangles that are pictured in Desmos to calculate the slope. I'll notice I've already filled in 5/4, and I did 5 divided by 4 here to get 1.25 for the slope, or 1 and 25/100. Let me show you how I got that. So what you're going to do is you're going to be looking at these different growth triangles. So I'm going to be looking at A in particular. You will be looking at B and C in particular. It will be helpful to zoom in so that you can actually count. Okay, I zoomed in. Now I can see, the different spaces between each of the numbers. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get an interval of 1, that's good. Okay. So all I needed to do was figure out the vertical change over the horizontal change. Okay. So I have a point right here. So it's actually 1, 3. And then I have another point up here, which is actually 5, 8. And I need to figure out how I got there. How did I get from 1, 3 to 5, 8? Well, the vertical change to get from 3 to 8, that's 5. The horizontal change to get from 1 to 5, that's 4. And you can do it with the points, or you can also do it with counting. You can just count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my vertical change in y. Horizontal change 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my horizontal change, or change in x. And those two numbers, 5 and 4, those are the numbers I need to figure out the slope. Let's go back to the worksheet. Notice my slope is 5/4. Change in y, vertical change, over or divided by the change in x, horizontal change. And then I just did a little math. 5 divided by 4 actually equals 1.25, or 1 and 25/100. So your part now comes in where you need to do the same thing I just demonstrated for the blue growth triangle B and the red growth triangle C. So you'll be going back to here. May need to zoom out a little bit and then locate B. Okay, you're going to figure out again the vertical and horizontal changes of B and C and express those as a fraction for slope. You need this box, a fraction there, this box, fraction here, and then you'll actually do the division. So numerator divide denominator. So eventually you'll have this whole thing filled out. Once you have completed that, it says, does the line have the same slope throughout the line or multiple different slopes? Justify your answer. You're going to use the data up here that you get for this table to do so. And then you have one more thing. Below it says, this is your practice part, so on your own. Below you're going to notice lines A, B, and C with your associated growth triangles. Find the slope of each line using the growth triangles. So again, A, B, and C, much the same as you were doing on page 1. Then one final question, which line is the steepest? And how could you tell without looking at the lines themselves? So just if you were given the slopes, how could you tell which line is the steepest? Like right here, I can look up here and be like, okay, A is the steepest. I see that. At least I think, right? So just given the slopes, you're not given that picture. How would you determine which line is the steepest? And that's it. That's a wrap. That would be your assignment for today. Good luck, and please ask your teachers if you have some questions.